Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of the Weeb Weekly. I am Nick C. Comedy, your host, joined by my man, Jose. How we doing, buddy?
Happy Halloween to everybody listening
Indeed.
to our voices. This is recorded on Halloween. It's coming out November 1st, one day before Dia de los Muertos. And we are going to have a killer episode today. Oh, love to see it.
Oh, wow.
Mizu,
How did we get
really
this guy?
just did that. Now I don't even know how to. I don't know how to go off of that. He said that.
There's no way to recover. The episode is scuffed.
Exactly.
Oh, God damn it.
I am doing very well. No, that was good. It was good. No, I feel like the guy. I feel like the guy who gave a speech right after Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
that Key and Peele skit. Just like,
how am I supposed to one up that?
He's a lot of what he said. Yeah, okay. Mizu also loving the orange. I'm wearing the black. Jose obviously dressed in white and blue, Halloween colors. Yes, happy Hallows Eve, everybody. I want to make a quick little PSA here. November 1st does not mean it's Christmas. I need to say that out front. November 1st does not mean it's Christmas. There's a whole ass holiday between Christmas and Halloween, and it's called Thanksgiving. I want to see turkeys.
It's not a holiday.
Absolutely.
It is a food break. Hot take.
I'm sorry. What are most other holidays other than an excuse to eat more food than you usually do?
Well, you're gonna
Halloween,
there.
handy. Christmas, ham. Thanksgiving is just turkey.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
What about summer?
Fourth
What
of
about
July?
summer? Oh, fuck.
4th of July.
Summer's not a holiday. Summer's not a holiday.
The entire that one 3-month holiday. Boy, do I love that. That's a great story. Moving forward, since we are talking, just getting a little spooky, I guess a little bit. We had a third My Hero Academia movie come out this week. Well, I guess not this weekend. It came out this Friday, and it was essentially about Deku, Midoriya, Bakugo, Midoriya. No, actually, Midoriya is Deku. And all of them going over to another country, and they're on this world mission in order to stop this fanatical religious cult that wants to eradicate all people with quirks. And it was really good. It was really good. It was the story of two separate movies, though. Here's my thing. The movie, the first 45 minutes, terrible. The last 45 minutes, some of the best anime content I've legitimately ever seen. It was very entertaining. Jose, I know you saw it yesterday. Do you kind of understand where I'm coming from with this?
I saw it today. I saw it literally like 4 hours ago.
Okay,
so I felt a little bit lost. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I haven't finished season 5, so
that would help. So I was like, okay, this is the Metal Liberation Army, and I'm like, nope, this is Human Rise. And I'm like,
Human Rise.
Okay, so
great name, by the way.
I was like, pew 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 pew, like different things coming at the same time. I have to say, I liked the setup. Contrary to what you said, I really liked the setup. The first 45 minutes brought me something new that I haven't seen, because I don't remember an anime that like covers like, well, I don't know if you guys have seen it, that covers multiple countries at the same time. Characters from one country going like traveling to other countries at the same time and having like different reactions to people. Because from what I knew so far in MHA from the series, for example, when All Might went to the US, he like when he was studying and / working abroad, that's where he like took inspiration from the US superheroes. So I was like, oh, Superman exists, Batman exists, Spider-Man exists.
We've seen their silhouettes.
But then they go to America, because they did. Were they in Mexico though? I'm trying to think about the map, because the map had
they're in San Francisco.
Zones. They're San Fran.
Yeah, Hawks and Tokuyami were in San Francisco.
Okay.
And then I believe there was also some other people stationed in Boston, because when they showed the map, or New York or something, there was bombs there. I don't know who was there.
So that's where my point is. I was excited to see, oh shit, are they gonna like mention other superheroes? Are they gonna like are they gonna try to like bring us in that metaverse type deal? And I was sadly disappointed. But I really like that setup, like that feeling of, ooh, like this is something new. I haven't seen this from MHA before.
Yeah.
I really like that from the first 45 minutes. I gotta say, did not care for the villain. His quirk is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
did not care for the villain itself.
Very classic movie, just like incredibly overpowered villain quirk. Did you get a chance to see it? I don't think so, right?
I did. So here's the thing. Like, I like the villain again. Like what you guys are saying. I like the villain. I liked his quirk, and of course, it's very common for anime movies to go over the top.
Of course.
I'll say this. I don't know. Have y'all seen Legend of Korra?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's the villain. Reminded me of the first villain of the first season. Amon.
Yep.
Because he had that whole thing about against benders, and he wanted to get rid of all benders. And
very classic. Like, is there a different population of people argument? It's been a lot of anime. Honestly, though, because it does reflect like very like humanistic real life tones of like other people are trying to get eradicated.
Yes, and I would say that for a good chunk of it, I did like it, but then there were parts where it was kind of slow.
It lagged.
Yeah, it lagged, and then on top of that, what definitely agree with Jose, that we didn't see any of the American heroes. And granted, I wasn't expecting actual reference to DC and Marvel, but at least see some American heroes. Like, okay, who are these people? That because America in the manga is supposed to be the number one
heroes are out there. Yeah.
So it's just weird
that other countries,
Japanese kids saving the day.
I was also like okay, are they actually gonna do like French, for example? Because Asterix and Obelix are like a big is a very famous comic in France, and I was like, it would be really meta if they bring in like at least the silhouette of like iconic comic book / fictional characters in France, in other areas of Europe, also in America. I thought that would have been a cool spicy thing to add. But Nick, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing: they kind of did, but not in the way that you're thinking of. When they were panning like across like different HQs, like the holding hotels and things like that, there was what appeared to be like famous silhouettes of people behind like everyone else. Godzilla was in it. Did you guys see Godzilla?
Isn't he a actual like hero in My Hero?
I'm assuming well, if he's in this movie, because I believe all the movies are canon to some sort. But Godzilla was wearing what appeared to be an Akatsuki cloak in the background of the Japanese like stay in a hotel. And there was another one, obviously Salam, I believe was his name, Salam, the paper thin hieroglyph hero out of Egypt, was also like kind of hilarious, but like there wasn't a traditional sense like Batman and Superman weren't in it. We're not going to see like those kinds of things. I think that would just be an IP nightmare probably, but especially if you're putting it in a movie. But like at the end of the day, we did get a lot of like cool kind of cuts. My biggest thing was it felt like the first 45 minutes of the movie and the last 45 minutes of the movie were animated by different studios, because we have the Arrow girl in that helicopter scene. That scene, chunky, like it's chunkily animated. Like I was like, it kind of took me out of it. I was like, this is a movie. Like in anime, like movies are supposed to go hard. Like that's like that's when like people are like, One Piece nowadays, we have movie quality animation every single episode. Like, we bit our tongue through the first couple hundred episodes, but now like it goes crazy. But like, then they get to the base and I don't know, they never really even said where it was. And the animation quality switched up. I mean, those fights, Bakugo killed 2 people. I'd like to say that Bakugo straight up murdered 2 people.
They deserve it.
What did you guys think of those fights? What was your favorite fight coming out of that, out of the movie period?
Mizu, what do you think?
Honestly, I have to think about it first, because I like the good majority of it. But
I can give you my answer, and you can mull on it, and then so I'm like hesitant and also like not happy to do this, but it was Bakugo's fight against the 2 blade whatever those things were. That was fucking sick. It was sick. It was really cool. I mean, he's getting sliced up. He's taking swords through the stomach. He's like making grenades, stashing them in pillars. Like, honestly, like this movie was a good look for Bakugo. And
I'm not surprised. The man literally had practice being up that one kid who had the look like a mantis with his generating blades thing. And he beat his ass. So I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was in when they like wiped him in like 30 seconds in that round. Yep. that was probably my favorite fight. Just like them leveling up, him like knocking down the towers, having them land on him, just like him like just being like just like at the end like the bloodied eye, just like it was a gritty fight, and it was like that was the fight that got me back into the movie because until that point I was like, okay, it's all right. Like it's it's anime content, it's MHA content. I love that, but like when Bakugo just stands up against those two dudes, I first off. Did you guys see it in theaters? Probably, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
7 people in my theater watching it with me. I was the 7th person.
Bro.
I had never been in a movie theater as empty as the movie theater I was in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
7 people.
I saw it at noon, and I had like 20 people in my theater, and they did Eren Yeager again.
Oh, naturally.
It was great.
Got
It was great. It was great, bro.
So Jose, I mean, do you have an answer to the best fight? What was fight that got you stand up?
It was definitely Bakugo's. Like at least in my opinion, I feel bad because I'm still editing my video, but like I made a video of my expectations prior to the movie and after the movie, and I was like, I know I haven't seen the rest of season 5, so if something happens and I get spoiled, that's on me. But my biggest expectation was for Shoto to shine. Because from what I had seen, I saw the trailer previously, and I
wanted a prominence burn.
Yeah, I was like, okay, shit, he's gonna be fighting a dude that like can handle fire and ice. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna come up with something new, and I was just so disappointed. Like they gave him like what, like less than 5 minutes of fighting. His fight really did get cut short, didn't it? It was kind of like disappointing in that sense. I really liked the new character that we got for this movie, which was
Rhodey.
I liked his the motivation is kind of like any like protect my family or whatever. But I liked his that his quirk is not necessarily something offensive. It's just literally like just a part of his personality. I haven't seen that be delved upon too deeply in the actual My Hero anime. So I found that to be a little bit refreshing. But fight wise, it was gonna be either the final fight or Bakugo. I feel like I connected more towards Bakugo's fight because of like the fact that he's going 2v1, and then just like the main villain is just so OP that it's just like defeat your limits and then win. I'm like, okay, I like it.
Sometimes you just gotta go. You just gotta go plus ultra, homie. That's why.
Did you guys watch it subbed or dubbed?
Subbed.
Did you guys have the option? Mine was dubbed only.
Mine was dubbed.
I watched subbed. Yeah,
okay.
I prefer MHA subbed personally. Okay. That being said, I do fucking love Christopher Sabat so much. But the All Might wasn't in the All Might's not in the movie that much, so it wasn't. I thought All Might was gonna get into the fight. When everyone was getting like smacked, I was and they're like, they cut to All Might and he's like gripping his pants. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way is he coming back. I was like, let's fucking go, G. But no, it was a really cool look into like the also Misu. Did you have a fair fight? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the final fight.
Okay.
I like because I like at the end of it, especially in anime movies, the grand fight they have with the villain, and that dude is insane. I was sitting here at the time just like, I don't know what I get it's a shonen, but like this guy's power.
How you gonna beat it?
And religious zealot of himself. Yeah. You don't want to mess with the people of faith like that. They
also,
go hard.
Like MHA has been kind of like snapping away cities recently, for being real.
Yes.
Like, what just happened with the Meta Liberation Army, like the beginning of the movie, like 80%, like everyone with a quirk there just died. Just was gone. One guy turned into a turtle, which I guess, like, considering what happened to everyone else, not the worst thing that could have happened. But like, yeah, like the quirk acceleration, all that shit, that was crazy. But I think it was really cool. And Jose, you touched on this. Like, I would love to see more of it. Us getting like those like looks into what hero culture looks like in other parts of the world. That would be incredible, because like, yes, we know All Might like trained in America, and that's where he got his motivation. But like All Might, they talk about him like he's like the one known hero outside of like from Japan, known outside of the world. And I was like, shit, like if he's the only one they know, and like Endeavor is like number one, and people aren't talking about him, like what's going on elsewhere? What's going on in Egypt? What's going on in, you know, Singapore, all these kinds of places. So that is what I would like to get out of it for sure.
I feel like this movie was a great first. Well, the other thing. Okay, so is the manga's done, right, for My Hero?
No.
Okay.
The
so
Game Demon Slayer.
I feel like this would be a great step looking forward to maybe adapt some of that and try to like cut deeper into that outside of the main storyline that they're trying to go for, I guess. I just found it really refreshing to do stuff that is not necessarily just like train, get new villain, fight new villain, find weakness, fight again, win. I'm like, okay.
Have you seen the second movie?
I saw the first one.
Okay, the second movie is regarded as the best amongst them.
Okay.
Second movie, at least in terms of fights. The second movie is very, very good. Highly recommend you watch it. It came out 2-3 years ago. But my thing is the question. So, like, obviously, your theater had 20 people in it. My theater had 7. Like, what is the motivation monetarily for them to release these movies? Because I feel like they don't sell as well as we might hope they would.
I have my own opinions on that. Mizu, do you have your opinion ready to go? Because I can spiel all day for that.
Honestly, it depends on like the studio themselves, because they have to make that money back, because it's hard-breaking work to edit and animate all that stuff. So I can see the appeal of trying to put it out in theaters. And I think they also went in the mindset of how well the other one did, the previous one did. Mm-hmm. So they're thinking that the same outcome will happen with this one. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I guess this kind of brings us naturally to what our next talking point is, which is a movie hitting middling effects. We are getting some preliminary news, unless there's anything you guys want to cover with the new MHA movie anymore. Jose, you look so confused.
No. I was gonna say about the MHA movie that it's not. The first thing that popped into my mind, it's not Demon Slayer, and from what I'm referring to is. I'm not sure if other major shonens did this in the past, because I haven't seen, well, besides the Dragon Ball movies, and some of them are not canon. I haven't seen an anime tackle the next big arc in their manga in movie form and it do so spectacularly well. And then they readapt it into like episodic form. In this case, what I heard previously is like, okay, some of the movies are not canon, so like there's not really any skin in the game. Like if they would have adapted the next few chapters from the manga into movie form, like Demon Slayer did, I feel like people would have rushed to the theater, be like, oh shit,
there's an obligation to see it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh shit, season 5 just ended and they're dropping a movie like of the next like part. It's like, holy shit, like building on the hype of the finale and then dropping a movie like right there, I think could have landed a little bit more, because it just juxtaposing that my theater for Demon Slayer was packed to the brim. Like it was like a Batman release,
because it's canon, it's the continuation of the story,
That's what I'm saying. Like you had to go see it. Like in this case, I was like, okay, I'm watching season 5, I'll watch the movie. In Demon Slayer, I was like, I have to finish the season before I get to the theater, because I need to know exactly what's gonna happen. And it paid off, man. I mean, like it paid off both domestic in Japan and it paid off worldwide. I feel like this one is probably just gonna do its numbers in Japan and maybe a couple in the US and then call it a W right there.
I guess, yeah. No, it makes sense, because like obviously, with Mugen Train, that's like it's apples to oranges, really, because talking canon continuation of the story versus like just kind of like, hey, like we're fucking around in a country that doesn't exist. Like that's like, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, so since we are talking about movies that came out to middling effect, we've got a little bit of controversy coming out of the early release of Eternals. People are saying it is not great, and people are saying it's not great because of forced representation. If I'm not mistaken, that's the talking point that we're getting into. And I believe the internet argument currently for Eternals, kind of, I guess, well, not critical failure, but coming out to a middling effect, we're still gonna see it and we're still gonna talk about it, is just more or less that people are saying like, hey, if this was an all white cast, it would be crushing it right now. But like having like Kamal Nanjiani and like who else? I don't know. Like other people of color, like
Cruz, bro.
Yeah.
Well, no, Selma Hayek. We have. Oh my God, I forgot the other guy's name. But so I don't think that. Honestly, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think the cast is the problem.
What do you think? So So I mean, did I nail the controversy on the head here? I know you wanted to talk about this.
So
there's multiple aspects. Mizu, I'll let you go first because you had a little spooky session in the comment section. So let's go.
Mizu spent this entire morning battling internet trolls, and he brought out the big guns for it.
Appreciate it. So the biggest thing that did happen was it was reported that a bunch of people one-star bombed the movie or in the reviews and stuff like that, especially in IMDb, to the point where IMDb had to remove its rating for, I believe, for audiences. Same thing with Rotten Tomatoes. So all because of especially they specifically said that of the LGBTQ representation in it. Because I believe that So I believe that because I'm going off of people who've already seen it, like critics wise, I believe that there's a gay couple. One of the Eternals has a husband and a child. Phastos, the technology one.
Okay.
Oh no!
And
gay agenda.
Yeah, and then I believe there's also there's a polyamorous relationship, I guess, going on in the movie as well between the two Game of Thrones actors and the person who plays Cersei in the movie. Well, that's what I heard. And I guess
if you lived forever, you'd probably give up on monogamy too, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Monogamy barely works for 50 years. Try it forever. You're probably going to want to try and fuck somebody else. That's just my humble opinion on it.
That's true.
And Mizu, I guess there's a kiss in the movie as well. And there's a kiss, and apparently there's also a sex scene
between two men.
We don't know. We just know that there's a sex scene in it.
Another thing is people were that is like what Mizu covered is 100% like true. There's a lot of controversy surrounding that. But there's also the issue of people review bombing it because it's apparently just mid. It's just mid. It's just bad. And from what we've seen in terms of the people that have seen it, the movie has its flaws story wise. That makes sense. Yeah. But the big thing coming out of the movie as well is that from the people that have seen the movie and some of the critics is that Chloe Zhao and the people at Marvel tried to do something different, right? It's a different style of story. It's like nothing we've seen. It also opens up to the broader MCU on the cosmic side. It feels like very much an MCU movie. It's just a different style for an MCU movie. And I feel like this is exactly on Marvel's agenda and on Marvel's like calling card for Phase 4. I mean, have we not seen this before? We got Loki, we got Falcon and the
Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We had Black Widow that also dealt with that. Like, there's so much, there's so many great strides from a huge studio, because Disney's probably like what the top 3 studios
outside of Warner Brothers. I'd say there's nothing bigger than
there's nothing bigger than Disney. So like they're making big strides in a big stage to try to tell new stories for a wider set of audience, and then people are bringing up the fact that this is for a political agenda. This is just to make money. Everything these studios do is
we're not making non-profit movies out here.
But this is what I'm saying. By them telling stories that cater to everybody, not just a white cis male audience, they're bringing in more money, which is good, because they're doing 2 birds 1 stone. They're giving people what they want, and the people are rewarding the studio with what they want, which is money. In this case, I am appalled that people in, for example, my comment section and other comment sections are just so closed-minded and saying that they don't deserve representation. They're not the majority. Why are we even doing this? I saw some pretty bigoted and homophobic comments in my comment section that I was, and I literally wrote down in my comments, I'm leaving all of your comments up. I'm not taking any of them down, so people know exactly what type of person you are.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean, those are instant blocks for me. I listen, I have my block list is like over 300 people on TikTok. You say something in my comments out of pocket, I block you immediately. Like, I don't like, cool. Guess who doesn't get access to my content anymore?
It's honestly shameful. It's shameful that people are going to try to review Moment based on their opinions, right? And they haven't even seen the movie. They haven't even seen the movie.
No, here's the biggest thing. I'm going to be really frank too, and I'm not here to please anybody, but I'm going to be frank. Shang-Chi and both Eternals already out the gate have been targeted because they are being tagged. And I watch YouTube videos, all different platforms of people who talking about it, and they have been calling these two movies forced diversity movies. That, oh, there are movies that they're trying to cater to people. Shang-Chi, think about it. Everybody in the mother thought that Shang-Chi was going to flop. And they're like, oh, this is the downhill for the MCU.
Yeah.
And bam, look at that. Shang-Chi did freaking amazing. And all those people were eating their words. And some of them are, to this day, are doubling down on their statements like idiots.
Ironically, the movies that haven't had like the diversified cast have done poorly, like all year. It's like Shang-Chi is the gold standard for how well a movie can do this year. You know,
exactly.
It's like, oh, forced diversity. Yeah, bro. Like, because like we're accessing a market we haven't tapped yet. We now have the only successful movie of the year. I'm sorry. Did you think like Black Widow or like, I don't know, Venom did well? Like not nearly as well as Shang-Chi when it boils down to it. So it's like, cool. Oh no, like whatever will we do? Like the what is it?
The woke agenda. They called it a woke agenda.
Exactly. And here's the problem with that. Everybody is, you know how some people talk about how some people are quick to call something racist, sexist, homophobic, and stuff like that.
Naturally.
And I will say that I will admit that there are times where there are people who do jump the gun on that. But there's also the opposite too. There are people who are quick to call something woke before actually seeing it. Everybody kept thinking that Shang-Chi was going to be this woke piece about how Asian Americans don't like white people. Yeah. Same thing with Black Panther. Everybody thought Black Panther was going to be this talking piece of why they hate white people. They didn't even mention white. They didn't even say white people's names even in the movie. You go back.
No, they just call them colonizers and just
exactly.
And you're like, well, it's about the lie.
Even then, it wasn't even about them. It wasn't even about white people. But yet, people kept projecting that it was going to be some over talking piece when it wasn't. It had its themes, the political themes in it, but it wasn't some overly woke movie. And that tried to do the same thing with Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi is not like that at all. It's about family, and that's especially a messed up family, a family with baggage.
Yeah, it's the center of the universe argument. It's white people thinking they're the center of the universe, thinking that an Asian story or a Black story or a Hispanic story can't be told without like putting them at the center of it. You know, it's like, oh, you can't tell a story about like a Chinese family without being like, oh, well, white families don't do it correctly, or like you can't tell a Black story without being like, oh, the white man's pushing us down. Like, yes, you can. And like, this is what it looks like. And this is why it's successful, because we're tapping entirely new markets. So yeah, no, I think if you're out of the gate, like just oppositionally, just like, I will not see Eternals, I need to review bomb it. Like, it's probably time for like an internal reflection as to like maybe why like you care whether or not like a man sleeps with a man, or whether or not you care that there's Indian representation. By the way, there's 1.3 billion fucking people in India and 1.6 billion fucking people in China. Okay, that is a third of the world's population. If you don't think that major studios are going to try and access those third of the world's population, you're fully tripping. America has 330 million people in it. 180 million so of those are white. That is of 7 billion people on Earth. White Americans are not the main character, and I think it's time you need to swallow that pill.
Exactly. And on top of that, I think one of the biggest problems I have with the forced diversity argument is that when we see movies that fail, for example, I'm trying to think of a movie where like it's diverse, but it didn't do very well. Instead of looking at it, oh, what was wrong? Like the writing, it was the pacing, it was the cinematography. These were the things that were wrong with it. But no, there are people out there who will try to convince you that the reason why this movie failed or this TV show failed is because they went the diverse route. And that's what they're trying to do with Eternals. They're trying to make you think that this movie failed because, or is going to fail before this whole thing came out, before the critic reviews and stuff. This movie was going to fail because they went the diverse route by casting a diverse row of aliens, by the way, and having an actual deaf actress play a deaf, make one of them deaf, have them one of them gay, and they think that because of doing this, it's going to ruin the movie. And they will really make you think that diversity in itself is a problem when it's not.
And here's my thing. If you don't want to see it because of that reason, fucking don't. Good, because you're probably not vaccinated and not wearing a mask, and I don't want your ass breathing next to me for 2.5 hours. So stay the fuck out of my movie theater. I don't give a shit whether you're there or not. Jose, got anything to say before I move on to SpiderMan leaks?
Yeah, I've been reading the comments again to try to bring you guys a little bit of a taste.
Don't read the one of them with mine because that was kind of being thrown at one point.
I'll just read this one. This one just kind of like hit me, and I was like, "What the fuck are you even doing, bro?" Marvel is losing out on their core audience because if they keep playing out to the whims of the internet and woke culture, they should just stick to the storyline and not bring race and social issues into movie. That's not what it's about. And I'm like, that is exactly the opposite of what Phase 4 is about. So get ready, because there's going to be a lot more moving forward. And if you have a problem with it now, wait until you get the X-Men. Oh, baby,
Lord.
you're not going to see a Marvel movie for a couple decades, bro.
And no, but here's the thing. It's not even just an MCU thing. It's that comment alone shows that you do not read comics.
Mm-hmm.
The MCU, like both Marvel,
the world outside your window,
comics, especially from Stan Lee. Stan Lee said that comics should reflect the world that we live in, not just both in terms of topics, but in terms of representation.
Yep.
So we are much more diverse. Actually, we've always been diverse, but we're acknowledging that we are more diverse, and we're trying to reflect that. We are trying to show off that, hey, there are different people of different backgrounds, different cultures that do matter, and they've always been like that. Like saying that it's going with the woke culture because they wanted to add diversity. Like, it just goes to show again, you don't read comics. These characters been around. These characters have these backgrounds. Like, I wonder what you're going to say about Kamala Khan. Are you going to say Kamala Khan is some random character they just made up? No, Kamala Khan exists. She's important. All these characters are important in different ways to people.
Yeah. No, and it's the whole, like, you know, like, write new characters, don't reiterate my character's argument. Very disingenuous, just because, like, simply because who cares? Like, if race, sex, or sexuality isn't a core fundament of your character, who gives a shit how you are drawn or who you love? Who cares if, like, I make Superman black? Like, people were saying, like, when Henry Cavill was up in the air, and people were like, oh, we should do a
Steel storyline, bro.
Steel story would be dope, or even just make Michael B. Jordan like Clark Kent. Who gives a shit? Like, being a white American isn't fucking, like, being an American was a core like part of his story for a long time, but now he's the world protector because, you know, times have changed. But like being a white American wasn't, like, part of his fundament at all.
They
like,
changed his fucking motto, bro.
Yeah.
They officially changed it. Like, it's not even like a matter of the movies trying to change it. The freaking writers who are tasked with writing the stories of the biggest superhero in the world are making a conscious change to represent more people, and that's where we should be headed. If you want to keep your archaic views, that's fine, but don't complain about it on the internet and don't ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, I mean,
plus, don't you think it's kind of messed up that you want, like, think about it, Superman, the most godlike character. You want him to be specific only to America with his power? You're telling him that, oh, you only can help out Americans. You can't help out nobody else but Americans.
You can hear how many babies are crying in Turkey sitting in Kansas. He's not going to just be like, that's outside the borders of the good USA. I'm not going to pop on over there. He's supposed to be a Jesus figure, who, by the way, also was not white. But Jesus wouldn't stop within the boundaries of America, because technically he was Israeli, but that's neither Jewish, but not Israeli. But yes, regardless, moving forward, we got some leaked images of the Spider-Man set. Jose, I know this is big for you, seeing the Goblin suit, all these kinds of things, seeing that we're getting Doc Ock with red tentacles, those kinds of things, implying that maybe we might be looking at variants instead of people from the previous generations that we've gotten. So what does that mean for the MCU moving forward for you? What does this mean for the Spider-Man movie? We got a couple of comments out of Feige. Where are you at? Where's your head state? Are you okay?
I am very happy, actually, because they're doing things in a way that I didn't expect it. Obviously this is until they drop a second trailer or until the movie actually drops and we get to see it, this is all gonna be rumors. Like the X-Men could drop out of a portal and that could be like the fucking big twist in the movie, because all we have is a minute and a half of some confirmations and a lot of speculation. From the leaks, I would say the coolest one was the suit for the Goblin, because it has the satchel. So again, they're going for comic book accuracy in this case, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right. It's Willem Dafoe's suit, filled with like tattered robes, as well as the satchel. It looks good. The Dr. Octopus news came from the Empire coverage, right? Empire did a whole spread on Marvel. That's where we got the quote, right? That Marvel, that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be fighting iconic villains from his past lives. But Tom Holland's Spider-Man doesn't have any past lives, so they're just like winking stuff. We got the tweet from Sony, right, with 3 spiders reacting to the post, which is like also another twisty twist in the media fiasco that is covering Spider-Man. So in terms of nuggets of information, we're going to be getting that all the way through the movie. I think it's good. I think it's good that they're bringing in variants of the movie characters, because that would clear up a lot of plot holes, because Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus clearly died. Unless he's like Jack from friggin' from the Titanic, and he's just frozen in ice until somebody
it's cryogenic, bro. Han Solo did it.
Hey, if you can do it, if you can do
Captain America did it.
If you can do it in a galaxy far, far away, you can do it in the middle of the Hudson River.
Exactly.
But the other thing is that we're also getting tidbits from the other characters, right? We already got Lizard confirmed. The actor from the Amazing Spider-Man movie is confirmed, as well as the Sandman, which great villain, great freaking villain.
3.
Great villain. Best part about the
Spider-Man movie.
No.
Best Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 3.
Are we gonna go into this?
A lot of great villains. Tobey Maguire's best representation.
I don't know
time. The snap scene.
I'm about to be like.
I think it's probably our best iteration of Venom.
I'm about to be like Naval Laser and just
you said better iteration.
I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm sorry,
I'm a man of opinions.
Toe for grace. No. So avoiding that, we had 2 confirmed people, but we also have the issue, or not the issue, but the tidbit from Electro, right? Electro's lightning in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is blue. In the comics, it's yellow. And in the trailers, Electro is yellow. So this is another little nugget of information that these might be variants. This might just be like people that at some point knew Peter Parker, and as the spell went awry, only the variants that actually know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker got thrown into this mesh of a universe. And we also had comments, right? Alan Watts, the director of the movie, and Kevin Feige, the mastermind behind the MCU, both saying, manage your expectations. And then we have Alan Watts saying, the good thing about this movie is that all the rumors are true, and all the rumors are also not true. So it's like, what the fuck? Where the fuck are we at? What does this even mean? What the fuck does this even mean? The numbers, Mason. What do they even fucking mean?
Mason, the numbers. What are the numbers?
So I wanted to gauge you guys' opinions with this question. Do you guys think this movie will meet, undersell, or surpass your personal expectations?
I don't think my expectations are that high. Really? I'm not saying my expectations are low, but like on a bell curve, I'd say like the expectations at like as a general are very high. So I'd say I exist somewhere in the 30 to 40th percent of the bell curve, which is still high because the 50th percentile is insanity. I don't know why I'm doing like algebraic like equivalencies here, but regardless, I'd say my expectations are that it's going to be a cameo. That's always been my expectations, is that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be cameo. Never did I once ever think that Andrew Maguire, Garfield and Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland were like in like the first 5 minutes we're gonna be, hey, slap hands and like team
Spider-Man
up.
Meme.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be like, oh shit, like let's do this whole movie together. Like I feel like a lot of people are. Like I was like, did you really think they're gonna have 3 Spider-Man for this movie? No, it's gonna be like he's like jumping through dimensions and he's gonna like fall into a dimension or something, and then it's gonna be like Tobey Maguire like snapping down the street. And then he's gonna pop into another dimension. It's gonna be like Andrew Garfield, like doing something. Hopefully with Emma Stone. But and then it's gonna be that they're gonna into the Spider-Verse. It's gonna be some kind of like cutesy fucking like Marvel-esque cameo, and then that's gonna be bing bang boom. We're done with it.
Okay, Mizu.
I would say that my expectations are high, but I'm gonna say it's a little, but in a safe high. Okay. Not a like, oh yeah, I'm gonna this. It's
doing insanely... a fourth of the edible first to see how strong it was. Gotcha. Exactly. Okay. Don't do drugs, kids.
Because my only worry about it is that I know I'm just worried about the plot.
Yeah.
Whatever the plot is, because they did choose one of the worst Spider-Man comic book storylines, and they granted. But here's the thing: the one thing I love about the MCU is that they take chances and they change things for the better. Same thing, whether it's storylines or characters. Like they take D-list, E-list, F-list characters and bring them to the forefront and change them in cool ways that make them more interesting. So I'm not too worried, but like I still like in the back of my head, I'm like, I just hope the plot of this, because it is like Spider-Man to Spider-Verse, but the only difference is that it's not using science, it's using magic.
Yeah.
Because if we're going up what Doctor Strange did, and I don't know if they're going to make a reference to what happened in Loki, maybe. Because Kang is supposed to be, they keep saying that Kang is going to be built up as the next big bad. And I'm wondering where we're going to get that, like, notice in the movies at least that, hey, he is important. Because right now it's just Loki. Like, hey, Loki's telling us that he's important, but no MCU movie as of yet. And I'm pretty going off of what people are saying about critics of what the Eternals. I haven't heard about him in there either. So I'm a little just worried about that as well.
Well, what's interesting to me is that like there's both obviously what happened in Loki, you know, like setting up the multiverse, but there's also what happened in What If with like Sorcerer Supreme Strange, where he was fucking with dimensions as well. So like all of these like kind of things are buildups to dimensional rifts, like getting ripped in the MCU verse more or less. And I think that's very, very interesting. I think it's a cool thing to look into. And I think it is going to be a nice dichotomy comparatively with like the science of what happened in Into the Spider-Verse. But I think it's going to be, tonally, it's going to be very similar.
Okay. I get what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
In my case, expectations are sky fucking high.
Yeah, you are why the bell curve is far shifted as it is.
But I have come to grips with one thing. If I go to the movie theater expecting everything that I want to be in the movie, I will hate it at the end. So that's why I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. They've
for the moon. If you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
They've already said this is going to be like an Avengers End Game for Spider-Man, because after this, we already know that after this, everything is going to change. Tom Holland has said that they're not going to be covering like the whole kitty Spider-Man thing anymore. Like this is going to be a big turning point moment for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, where he has to grow up essentially.
Just like there's snapping necks.
Yeah, just grow up. Not where's the trigger. Not full the Batman, but in this case, like the stakes are high, and then the maturity level has to go to that same extent in order for it to match, right? The energies have to match. We've also heard the fact that this movie is also not 6 hours long, right? You have a very confined space to tell a lot of story. You already have what 4 Avengers teased in the movie, right? Because you have Daredevil, you have Charlie Cox was like basically confirmed to be in the movie. We don't know if it's gonna be as Matt Murdock, the lawyer, or Daredevil. We have Spider-Man. We also have Doctor Strange, and then we're gonna have another. I don't know if Nick Fury is gonna be in this one, because he's still with the Kree. But there's gonna be 3 to 4 Avengers in this movie, and adding in such a crossover, because like the thing is, you have to remember, kids and adults, the few adults that are watching us, Disney has to land this. Like if they bring in actors from the Foxverse and from previous iterations of characters, and it doesn't hit well, it'll set a precedent for other movies, right? If this lands and they're able to bring in these people, then once the other big crossovers happen, like for example, Secret Wars. Yes, exactly. Once the Secret Wars happens, once the Midnight Suns happens, once the X-Men happens, you can have crossovers where people from other universes come in, and it'll do well, both financially and critically. So I think we have to halt the brakes on wanting everything to happen at once. But at the same time, we have to be very cautious because Disney could throw some wrenches in the fucking mix. And the reason that I say that is because we already covered Venom, and we know that Venom is teased to be in the movie. So I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen?
There's a lot going on.
So
and I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's one of my also biggest concerns, is that there's like so many characters in this movie.
So many
how
villains.
they're going to like that too. Like, how are they going to balance this in a story? And like, again, that's what goes back to my original point of like the plot. Like, how are they going to balance all of this into this plot? Because it seems like there's even, hell, you can even make an argument that they have more people going on than actually Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, especially people of note, like even more. So,
do you think they're shooting themselves? Do you think it's going to be kind of a Suicide Squad situation where they're shooting, like the first Suicide Squad situation, where they're shooting themselves in the foot by having too much? Like it's going to be like death by gluttony, by like, be like, hey, look how many characters we have. And they're trying to juggle their like storylines. Or I guess the best way to compare it is ironically Spider-Man 3. Where like you have all of these villains and all of these other characters, and you're trying to juggle so many storylines that no one storyline tends to stand out.
That's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear, that they shoot themselves in the foot story-wise. But I think, honestly, they've handled Spider-Man pretty well so far. If I do say so myself, people have said that maybe Far From Home was like a mid take on Spider-Man, but everything that he's everything that he's been on has been at least good. So if this movie is good, not great, honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy with it because
but you know what's kind of funny though?
What
if this movie is great? That means Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be the only one who has a solid, good trilogy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A solid, good
Don't make
trilogy.
me say it again.
You heard me.
If you're going to go Iron Man, if you're going to go Iron Man, Iron Man 2 is not good.
Tobey Maguire's
No.
Three great movies.
Spider-Man 3 is
First
not
one,
good, Nick.
great.
No.
Second one, okay. Third one.
You said the second one is okay?
Second one, I'm fucking with the third one's terrible.
Okay.
I know.
Terrible?
No, it's not terrible. It's okay. I still actually
the second Spider-Man movie.
No, I'm talking about the third one.
Oh, I was like, oh my God, bro.
I was playing the heel of the podcast. I actually was being serious though when I did say the look of Venom in Spider-Man 3 is actually my favorite look of Venom, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I'm not saying I like Topher Grace's interpretation of it, but like I'm saying like the actual physical look of that Venom I like more than the Venom movie. But okay, so that pretty much wraps our Spider-Man news, but that does bring us to a little bit more news. I believe that you had, Jose, if I'm not mistaken,
for Marvel stuff.
Was that it, or did we just have stack them up?
Oh,
I mean, we have other news and stuff. We have we had the Guardians of the Galaxy game having good reviews.
Yes.
Some people didn't like it.
Gorgeous.
But it is a gorgeous looking game.
How is your PC, by the way? Is your PC okay?
My PC could not run the game.
Yeah. What's your graphics card?
3080.
Fuck me. I have a 3070.
So as the switch happened from Windows 10 to Windows 11, there were some issues, and Nvidia released an update. But my game kept crashing my stream. So I'm playing it on the PS5. So it's so gorgeous that your computer will have an aneurysm. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You crank it down to 30 FPS. Okay, well then then I guess we'll say our next big thing will be our stack 'em up. And since it is Halloween, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking a topic that's actually very near and dear to my heart. Unfortunately, I don't have first take, so I have fear in my heart about whether or not my movie will be taken, because if I'm being real, last week, as you listeners know, I was usurped. I was let's say stolen. There was protest lodged against some points that were legitimately being banked into my my count, that would have made it 555. But because those were banked against me, we did 2 new posts, of which Jose won both. So now it's 7-5-4, and the wealth disparity continues to grow. I am dying. I will soon be in Squid Games.
Here's the thing. I will say this, though. I'm not gonna lie. One of those, I was surprised just a tad bit that you didn't like blow us out with the Jurassic Park one, because that one, it was like, well, you got like 50.
No. But I didn't blow out everybody.
He's talking about best sci-fi movie, ladies and gentlemen. Last week was best sci-fi.
The best sci-fi, my bad. The best sci-fi one, because in our previous podcast we were talking about our choices, and then Jose proclaimed that he was going to win by a landslide with his Jurassic Park. But if you look back at it, first of all, I'm not gonna lie, me and Nick, we did freaking terrible. We did. I
fucking should have taken stars.
we did very egregious.
You would have won with Star Wars.
I know.
However,
I know I would have won with Star Wars. I don't know why I took Blade Runner. I fucking panicked. I fucking hate Blade Runner. It's a bad movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I should have won Men in Black. Like I said earlier, I was like, Men in Black probably would be a good one. But,
so Jose won. What more or less trying to get to is Jose is now up 7-5-4. We still don't know what 10 wins you.
Let's crank it. Let's crank it. Like, okay, let's see. Let's do some organization.
That on a podcast.
So, true. So best sci-fi movie, I had 51% approval rate for the Jurassic Park movie. 51. It was very contested.
Shit.
That's what I was saying.
I was appalled that The Fifth Element only had 25%, because The Fifth Element is sci-fi. Like it's
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. And Blade Runner only 30%. That's fucking
It's a bad movie. It's bad. I don't know why. It's just a bad movie.
I was mostly surprised on the What If episode one, because What If Zombies got 52% only.
I know. I was a little shocked with that one.
I think people liked watching their favorite characters die.
I think this has been the second most contested What If episode. Stack 'em up. Yep, we had 75% for Black Air Force One Ultron, and then 79% for Strange Supreme.
What were the votes? What were the votes?
Oh, I got you. 1,300 for you. Okay, so you. 1,300 yes, 427 no.
Okay.
And mine was 1,492 and 396 no.
So it's over the 500 threshold.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was kind of rough.
I need a win. Okay, you know what? This week, channel Nick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this week we have best Halloween movie of all time, and we're talking just like absolute must-watch bangers. It's Halloween. You just came home from a little bit of trick-or-treating. And you're like, hey, listen, let's cuddle up on the couch. Let's watch a Halloween movie. Let's get into the spirit. Maybe while you're carving a pumpkin. Yes. So that is what this week is all about. Jose, you held your pen.
I was like, okay, let's establish this, because we can split this up for weeks, right? Okay. Are we going slasher movie? Are we going just like a must watch Halloween movie? Because there's multiple different takes I can go for.
Any of them, like literally, if you're Halloween movie, if you're a Halloween movie,
any movie that falls under the horror genre,
exactly. If you're not because there's
not horror.
No,
not
no. I mean, as in like this, I'll say scary, more vague, scary-ish, dark.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's just like it's a movie that you like. It's Halloween, fucking booted up. Like that's what I'm saying, because we'll do best slasher flick of all time sometime. But like
you can go from freaking Friday the 13th to, I don't know, Hocus Pocus.
Oh, you could do Halloween Town. There's a lot of things you can cover. Like I'm talking like absolute like must hit like app. So we'll do the rank. We'll do the schedule based off best sci-fi movie, which means Jose, me, Mizu. Jose, what is your choice? I mean, so now you seem like you're conflicted.
I'm conflicted because I have two different choices.
The basin has gotten too large.
I have a horror movie.
Okay.
A horror movie. And then I have a supernatural.
I would argue
a supernatural
that
Halloween movie.
Halloween movie has elements of horror.
Yes.
Like it might be tropey horror. Like it can be like, like
I have my pick. And I think it's not pandery. Okay. But I feel like this is gonna be a towing the line type movie. Get ready, bitches. The best movie to put on your screen when it is spooky season is Ghostbusters. The original Ghostbusters.
Old one. Not Ghostbusters.
The original Ghostbusters.
Gotcha.
While it was released, and I double checked, it was released as a summer movie. It is indeed a supernatural dark comedy movie. The first 10 minutes of the movie can be considered a horror movie, like when she gets possessed, when we see the demon dog, we see like the intent of the movie is for it to be a supernatural
I did not expect
horror
you to
comedy.
go here.
And it was supposed, like, I mean, come on, like you have Dan Aykroyd, you have Bill Murray, you have Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Like
Sigourney Weaver's in it?
Dude, Sigourney Weaver is the girl that gets possessed by.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, in the very beginning. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Sigourney Weaver, bro, she's an alien. She's bae. But the Ghostbusters movie was iconic. The Ghostbusters movies can be seen at any moment. Can be seen
one
at
of the most iconic songs of all time.
Yes. Dude.
Who sung that? Black dude. I'm searching his name.
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Dude, I love it. I love it.
Also, like, absolute, like, so many meme songs came on it.
Dude, the speaking of that, I was gonna say, so the chops for the movie. Why is it the best movie? 1, it's in the National Film Registry. 2, it's the second highest grossing film from that year, 1984.
What was the
3,
first?
I don't know. Let me see.
I can't imagine boxing out Ghostbusters.
I remember that one.
Random.
Oh, I was Beverly Hills Cop. So
that's wild.
You got Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, bro. But I mean, it beat out. It beat out the Karate Kid. It beat out the Temple of Doom. It also beat out Footloose. Bro, so Ghostbusters, but Ghostbusters had the critical appeal. Ghostbusters had the cultural appeal. Ghostbusters made the money. Mm-hmm. Ghostbusters was chosen as one of the most iconic movies to such extent that it has spawned numerous sequels, and it's also in the National Film Registry. But we're talking about that specific 1984 film. It has a #1 hit. Ray Parker Jr. is the name of the singer.
Parker Jr.
So that the movie itself has a #1 hit single based on it, and I feel like its cultural significance bleeds into this day, where you can see that logo.
We're getting a new Ghostbusters in like the next couple of months.
Dude, Stranger Things also hyped it up again. I mean, the significance of Ghostbusters in pop culture cannot be denied. So I would say while it was not released purposefully as a Halloween release movie, it is probably the only Halloween movie that everybody in the family can see and enjoy during Halloween. Ghostbusters.
That's a great the choice. I not where I really expected you to go, honestly.
Same.
Now I expected you to take one of my takes. Honestly, I have 2, same as you, and they are drastically different movies. But in my core, I would feel improper if I took the one that I'm not going to take, because it just doesn't represent who I am. So I'm going to take one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. For those of you who haven't seen my anime tattoo or just my tattoos in general, I love gory movies with great kills. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no movie that does it quite as well, quite as elegantly, and also almost sparingly as the original Halloween, 1978. The original Halloween, Michael Myers is introduced 15 years in a sanitarium being tortured. This man has been through it all. And it didn't create the slasher genre, but this Halloween, first off, haunted me as a child. I saw it at like 7 years old, way too young to see it. But just the sparingness of the violence, the utter silence of the main character. He's not like Freddy. He's not going to get in your face. He's not like Jason Voorhees, this hulking statue of a man. No, he is simply
the shape.
He's
the shape.
He is a shape. He is a mask, and he is unkillable. He has been hung, decapitated, stabbed, shot, burned, everything. And if we're talking about movies that have been so good and so culturally important that they have spawned other movies. Halloween has to be the gold standard. There's 9 Halloween movies. 4 of them aren't canon, and they've been retconned, and they're prequels to sequels of other roundabout things. But this movie franchise, and since we're talking about like just like bringing back cultural relevancy nowadays, this movie franchise has begun its resurgence. The second best like Halloween movie ever came out in 2018. The most recent Halloween movie, the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, still obviously, you know, I mean,
you mean Halloween Kills or Halloween the second one?
What?
You mean Halloween, the one that most recently came out this year, or the one from 2018?
Halloween, and then Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is okay. I would say Halloween Kills is
best kills in the series though. Like it was gory as fuck.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So that's what you get from the show. Like there's these scenes that stick with you from the Halloween series, just like Michael Myers throwing knives and them going through walls, and you seeing the blood drip, and it's just like, also, I mean, come on, the movie is called Halloween. It's called Halloween. It is about the spookiness of Halloween. It's about the core fundament of just the holiday being about death. And I think Michael Myers he's the prototypical slasher. He does it better than Voorhees. He's more intimidating than Myers. I love the man. I love the movie. I watch it every Halloween. I'm watching it tonight. That is my choice. 1978 Halloween. What?
I would also say that that's a great fucking pick, by the way. Just to give you a little bit of padding too. The movie also is in the National Film Registry and the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. It also, I'm saying this because I made this video today. It also popularized the concept of the Scream Queen. Jamie
Lee Curtis first to do it.
So while her mom was technically one of the first to do it in Psycho, and then we had Fay Wray, who did it in King Kong in the 40s. 50s? I don't remember. Laurie Strode is considered to be the quintessential Scream Queen. So, and it also came before any of the other big slasher films. Like this one was released in 78. Came before Nightmare on Elm Street. Like this movie is considered the blueprint for boogeyman style slasher horror flicks. It is also one of my favorite picks for Halloween. And it also has a #1 hit with the actual the theme song. Also, slight point in the bucket for Halloween as well. It's the fucking song that Kobe used before his games. So
no way.
Ridiculous. Dude, there was an interview where Kobe said that he would, like, whenever he had like a big game, he would play the Halloween theme on repeat because he wanted to be like emotionless, just a stone cold killer. So damn.
I'm not gonna lie, I would add on top of that you made something scary if you took a mask that was supposed to be Kurt
William Shatner
from freaking Star Trek and washed it out and turned it into this egregious mask that haunts me in my dreams sometimes when I say, I'm like, yes, sir. Are you serious? It was supposed to be a Captain Kirk cosplay mask?
Yep. And it's iconic. It's iconic. You just see that mask guy. That's Michael Myers right there. I mean, that being said, you see the hockey mask, like that's Voorhees.
Honestly, bro, I think there's people that like there's people that would recognize Michael Myers' mask more than they would William Shatner. If they saw William Shatner in the street, they'd say, okay, that's just random old guy.
I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna think about what does William Shatner actually think about his face being
that's crazy. Like, does he get there's no way he gets kickbacks for that. No, barely like no.
Let me check. I'll do research.
Okay. All right. So that's Jose goes Ghostbusters. I go Halloween, the OG. Mizu, what is your take? Please tell me it's Hocus. My second take was Hocus Pocus, by the way. I just didn't feel I didn't feel right taking Hocus Pocus. That's a fucking great movie.
I was gonna ask what your guys' second takes were after I did mine.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about movies that set a genre, or you could say almost create a genre, I have one that started a whole genre that people didn't expect to see. And that is the iconic movie from space, Aliens.
Ooh.
Yeah. Aliens.
Speaking of Sigourney Weaver.
2 or 1?
The first one. The one that...
you don't want the mech scene?
Dude, I would have gone for Alien 2, but I'll take it. I would have
gone for Alien 2 too, but hey, go off, King.
Go, Mizu, go.
So like whatever, throw me off.
My bad. I'll let you go.
But pretty much, like, if we're talking about movies that did set the standard, first of all, sci-fi, people just thought sci-fi is just space adventures. They just space adventures, little here or there points and little journeys, but no one thought that you can make space scary. The only movie that did that before that was the I'm trying to remember, it's a Kubrick movie with like, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
The Space Odyssey. Yeah, so that one was like the only one. But even then, it wasn't that, like, it was kind of horrorish, but it wasn't the one that like pushed this genre of sci-fi horror. And we got the iconic alien, the creature, the
face hugger, the face hugger.
Yeah, exactly, the face hugger. So, and the fact that I love the most about it is that you half the time, even the part that I love how they used like cut scenes where you half the time you go back to the movie, you don't even see the alien for the good majority of the movie. Like it's just in the shadows. You see its silhouette. It's killing presence. Everybody on that ship. And thinking about that, you like it starts off as your run-of-the-mill like space adventure, or they're doing space exploration, and then it takes a dark turn when they find those eggs. And the first person, for those that don't know, this is one of the first films that Andy Serkis was in, because he is the person. Way. Yes, he's the the iconic scene where the chest bursting of So that's
how the movie ends. Oh no, you're talking about that's Andy Serkis.
That's
Andy Serkis. Huh?
I don't think that's Andy Serkis, bro. But yes, like the first Alien movie.
Like, so I literally watched the video, and Andy Serkis talked about his filmography, and one of the first movies he did was Alien.
Huh.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, so you're telling me I believe.
Hey, I'll take your word for it, bro.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, that's the thing. I've always wondered about stuff like that, like extras who turn into massive actors. It's like your first role being kind of like a nothing. That's actually that's a cool spot.
But yeah, I would definitely say that Aliens is one of those movies that actually just pioneered a whole part of a genre that no one thought would exist. So think about it. Not just only that, we got not only just more space horror, we also got even with space video games as well. Like it was one of the inspirations for the video game Dead Space.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's inspiration for a lot of things. Like specifically, since we're talking about the face huggers, that's such a trope now in media. If you think about it, like Rick and Morty's done it. They did it recently with like Starro. Like Starro's done it. Like an alien beast like latching onto your face. And then like either impregnating you with its alien babies or just controlling you. It's become such a popular trope. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Alien was the first to do it. Also, like not incredible. Some good video games came out of it. Other bad video games came out of it. But the IP, Alien versus Predator, all these kinds of things getting rolling, just like how much has been done with the IP. And then like the second one being arguably better than the first one. That's a rare circumstance that we don't see a whole lot. And Sigourney Weaver just fucking crushing the role every single time. The Queen Alien scene is so dope. We got Prometheus. Prometheus came out of it as well. That was okay. But yeah, no, it's all of these movies have been on the zeitgeist for a long time. And Alien is an incredible choice. I actually, after I first saw it, also saw it way too young. I saw Alien at like 8. I don't know why. Every time I got indigestion, I was afraid that there was a face hugger inside of me who's going to burst out of my chest. Also, what is it? Spaceballs did it. They did the hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my uptown. It was adorable. But yes, so in terms of like staying on the zeitgeist, I say Alien is formed culture. That's 3 really good choices. I actually don't know who's going to take this. But for those of you keeping track at home or not keeping track at home, that would be Jose going with, remind me. Ghostbusters. I went with Halloween. Mizu goes with Alien, the first one. And that is yes, what?
I was gonna say to give Mizu's choice some props as well. It won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. It is also in the registry and in the Library of Congress. So all 3 of the movies have the chops to win
Three
this.
winners.
I'm very excited.
The thing is, it's gonna be a really good representation of our audience, because Mizu chose thriller, I chose slasher, you chose comedy. So all three of those movies are undeniable greats.
Yeah.
What is our community like? I have a feeling slasher's not gonna win, because in terms of popularity and in themes, I don't think slasher has the chops to bang with thriller and or comedy. But
it's also weird because, like, for example, if you gave me the choice between watching Halloween and Alien, I'd watch Alien because I like sci-fi too. I like space a lot. So that it's really, I feel like it's gonna be a good shot.
Halloween. I would watch it.
Also a note, it is I think so. Andy Serkis was involved in other Alien movies, but the person that was killed by the chest burster was John Hurt, which was the dude that played Ollivander in Harry Potter. So I think that might have been.
Oh, okay, that's why I think I'm looking it up right now. So I was trying to see.
He played Ollivander, the dude that gave Harry Potter his wand in the Harry Potter movies. That's who he played, John Hurt. And another cool thing about that scene, actually, is the fact that nobody in the scene beside John Hurt knew that it was gonna start spewing blood, and that the creature was actually an animatronic that was gonna come out of his chest. So all of the reactions that you see from the cast are legit.
Genuine.
Are legit. It's like, what the fuck is happening? So
that's super sick. Oh, that's crazy. I'd never heard of that.
So that's really wild.
You guys can find that stack them up on Jose's Instagram. Jose, that Instagram handle is
I'm Tropical Joe. You can find that there. I'll be posting it tomorrow after this episode is released, so November 1st. But it is still Halloween where we're doing it, so spooky.
Yeah, and
times
also
ahead.
November 1st, grace period, baby. Don't start pulling down my skeletons yet. I don't want to see Christmas until Christmas can start. When Thanksgiving ends, December 1st. I think December 1st, just don't throw Christmas in my face. I just don't need it. I don't need sure, you can have your month-long holiday, but don't make it 2 months. Give me my spooky season a bit longer, until all the leaves are gone. That's what I want. Okay, so then outside of our stack 'em up, which by the way, please do go ahead and vote for Slasher. We had a little bit of speed news. We're doing this new thing where we just cover kind of side topics kind of quickly. Jose
and then basically buy or sell. Are you excited for that shit or not?
Exactly. So Jose, did you want to quickly touch on Last Night in Soho?
Last Night in Soho was released on Friday. It was freaking great. Essentially, I'm just gonna do a quick summary of the synopsis. It is a girl that goes to study fashion in London, and she moves into a new apartment for X reason. And every time that she goes to sleep, she goes back to the 1960s to explore some really shady dealings in Soho. So it is very cool. It has Anya Taylor-Joy and Thomasin McKenzie. It also has Doctor Who. I think Matt Smith is his name.
Which one?
One of the most recent ones. Okay. Let me see.
Every British actor has been Doctor Who at least once.
Yeah.
Or has been in it.
Night in Soho. Let me see. Who is? Oh, Matt Smith. Yeah, literally Matt Smith. So I think
the most generic white name I've ever heard in my entire life.
So I think he's not the most recent one, the previous one. I think.
Gotcha.
The one before. No. He's two doctors back.
He's very tall. He's very tall, and he's got the soothing black white slicked back hair, I would say.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the movie's great. It's got a lot of suspense. It's got a couple twists that are pretty cool.
Okay, yeah.
I really liked it. The next one, because my friends haven't seen it, we're gonna discuss that a little bit later. The next bit of speed news: our boy is back. Hayden Christensen has been confirmed to be coming back as Darth Vader, not only in Ahsoka, but also in the Kenobi show. So we are officially getting more appearances of this man as Anakin Skywalker than he's got ever since he started playing him, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, my thing is he's been out of acting for a while, which is kind of crazy. I think I'm looking at his IMDb right now, and I think his last credit was 2019, where he was the voice in Rise of Skywalker. And then before that, it was just a couple of like other like minor roles, like once a year, essentially, like First Kill. He's in 2017, Little Italy. So like this is kind of his resurgence back to acting, and I think it's a long time coming, because I think he's kind of been disrespected by, just like, I think that the sequels or the prequels were bad for him because he had a terrible, like, I think it's a very prevalent like ideology among Star Wars fan. He had a terrible script. But he gave it his all, and he's a good actor, and I think he deserves a second chance. And I think Ahsoka is gonna, I think especially Ahsoka is going to benefit by him being Darth Vader, because why not? Like, first off, if we're being entirely real, what, the prequels came out 15 years ago?
Yeah, 2005 was the last one. So
yeah, we're now looking at an almost 40-year-old Hayden Christensen playing Darth Vader, and that makes sense. Like the Skywalker ages, and he's now going to like fill that role. I'm assuming, are we with the Ahsoka storyline? Are we getting Ahsoka as a Grey Jedi? Are we getting Ahsoka, like, where in her storyline?
I believe this is going to be after Mandalorian. So like she says,
so
she
like
pieces out of the Mandalorian. And then
so it's right after the Siege of Mandalore, essentially.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Siege of Mandalore happened like
no, I mean like the second, not the like the original Siege of Mandalore, like the one where like the clones
where they're going.
Yeah. Okay. So he's actually going to be not that far into his Darth Vader career then. Like that's like month one.
Well, no. Well, the Mandalorian takes place after.
Oh, the Mandalorian take place. So yeah, you're right.
I was like,
I'm mixing up Clone Wars and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's after the Return of the Jedi. So technically, okay, what you're saying. So I get what you're saying. In Kenobi, he's gonna be in his prime.
Okay.
In Ahsoka, he's a ghost. If he's coming back as a ghost, we don't know if it's flashbacks or if he's gonna be like a Force ghost. We don't know. We don't know.
That's also people to ask, like, what is his role going to be? Is he most likely going to be in flashbacks, or as a ghost? Because there was in the legacy part of Star Wars, he did come back as a ghost, trying to interact with either like Luke, other characters. I think the best part was with Leia. That was a very interesting one. But anyway, I was wondering how he was going to come back.
Yeah, I've always loved him too. I just love him. I love him as an actor. Jumper. Here's the thing, Jumper, like critically, like not a great movie. I love one of my favorite. Like, it's one of those movies you see, it's like on FX, and I watch it every single fucking time. Like back when like it was like cable, you're sick at home. Jumper was on loop all day. I would watch it once in a heartbeat. It was like Jumper, like Gone in 60 Seconds, like all of those were absolute bangers. I loved that movie. So I've always loved him. I've always thought he was like what Topher Grace would look like with a bunch of plastic surgery. And like he's just way more attractive Topher Grace, if we're being real. So I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to see him in Kenobi, because I guess that's gonna be his true shining moment, and hats off to him, dude. Like, way to come back to a role that may or may not have like derailed your acting career, and just fucking own it. Like, just own it.
Yeah. I said it once, I'll say it again. It wasn't his fault. It was George Lucas's fault, because he was a great Anakin Skywalker. That's all I have to say on that.
Exactly. Hey, if Robert Pattinson can come back and is playing Batman after being in the so-called egregious Twilight films, and if Kristen Stewart can also come back with some very not as popular, but like really, she was giving her all in these movies.
Dude, Panic Room, she's awesome in Panic Room.
Yeah.
So he can do the same thing. He can pull it back.
I'm so fucking
I will, dude. I will go with Robert Pattinson. I will fight till the death, because, dude, The Lighthouse was amazing. Damsel was good.
What's the movie where he takes care of his special needs brother? Lucky. I think it's called Lucky. He's been in a lot of.
No, I don't know.
He's been in. It's an A24 film. He's in every A24 film. But he's been in a lot of really good fucking movies recently that just haven't been like big like budget movies. So he's a fantastic actor, and excited for Hayden Christensen. I'm buying. That's an easy purchase for me.
I'm buying in too. How about you, Mizu?
Absolutely buy.
Nice. Love to see it. I think it's one of the first that it's all buys for the squad. Love it. We got the official trailer for The Witcher season 2. Did you guys see it? Did you guys like it?
I didn't actually. I didn't even know this was a thing.
It was released like 2 days ago, I think.
Oh, I didn't. How didn't I see this?
Yes, I have my reaction pending, but it looks saucy.
So what are you? Oh,
I mean, you can watch it. You can watch it while I talk about it.
Watch this right now. Okay. Go off, King. I'm watching it.
Okay, so yeah, just watch it. I like this the visual style that they're going for. I think it's going for a more okay, this is just my opinion. I think the first season was really good at establishing like good story and character motivations.
Very Dune-y, where it essentially set up the characters for the universe they're going to live in. Yeah.
In this one, at least from the trailer, the visuals for the landscapes and shit like that, I think it's going to be like way bigger. It's like everything is huge. So like I really loved that take that they're taking. I know that you're just literally creaming right there. I can see you going ham.
So essentially it looks like what they're doing is they're leaning more into the Nilfgaardian war. That's the biggest thing, is that they're like the North and the South are at war, which means like the Nilfgaardian war. It seems like Ciri is much older. It looks like she's roughly the age of like the second and or third game.
Okay.
The Ciri is like the child of prophecy. It doesn't look like we're doing Wild Hunt yet, so it's probably going to be more like the second game. For those of you who have played through it, it's going to be like establishing like Nilfgaardian, like the Nilfgaardian power, and Henry Cavill. These fight scenes are insane.
You're getting a live reaction, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, Henry Cavill does the work. That's what I need to say. Like you can say what you want about him as like Superman or anything. Oh, the armor looks so good. Oh my God. But yes, you can say what you can say about him as like Superman or anything like that. Like he has done the combat work for this in terms of like sword fighting. The choreography is gorgeous. It looks like they're leaning into chaos and magic a lot. I just saw a fire beast. I forget what names it is. One of like the most powerful beings in the universe.
I love this.
Oh yeah, no, the hype is through the roof. December 11th, December 17th.
December 17th. Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking take the day off work, dude. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Bizu, what did you think about the trailer?
I definitely like it. I definitely need to brush up on my Witcher info, like I'm doing with Dune right now. So I'm
so sorry for doing both of those things simultaneously. He's a fucking
I do it all the time. You're looking at a person who's been watching info videos since he was 14 years old. So same. I like watching that stuff. I go to sleep. Like I was literally going to sleep listening to someone explain Dune and like the stuff like that. So I'm like, it's in my subconscious right now.
I've seen people calling Dune the world's longest trailer recently, and I fucking love that take so much. Everyone's like, it's like Dune was a 2.5 hour trailer, and I was like, fuck, that is.
Hopefully the second one blows out of the park.
The thing is, the annoying part is they had to do it. They had to do it. That movie could have, if they wanted to actually encapsulate the entirety of the first book into the movie, it would have been 5 hours long. Like it's just like the amount of shit you have to introduce to get Dune going is so much. But yes, okay, I buy as much. Like I will take all. I want to be the majority shareholder. I want to sleep on a bed of the Witcher shares. If anyone says I'm gonna burn down houses if anyone says anything bad about it. I fucking love Henry Cavill so much.
Sell.
I'm leaving the podcast now. Been disintegrated, ladies and gentlemen. Been a lot of fun hanging out with you.
It's
doing 3,000 downloads a week. We're gonna have to scuffle that. Sorry,
love to see it. It is a buy from my end. I love the fact that we're going a bit more expansive. I will have to brush up on my Witcher lore because I mainly remember the Witcher 3. I don't remember Witcher 2, so I will be brushing up on the lore. Mizu, do you buy or do you sell?
For Nick's sake, I was just gonna say sell just to see how he was, but you beat me to the punch.
Good.
But
like, sell.
I definitely will. I'm definitely gonna buy. Like you said earlier, I'm definitely gonna brush up on it because fantasy is definitely my thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to get into that.
I might fuck around and reread the books. Honestly, I might just do it. I'm not rereading Dune.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 for 2 for all buys this week, and I get a feeling that we're gonna get an all 3 for the third one because the third buy or sell is the fucking Lightyear trailer. Another Pixar movie in the books. I get a feeling Nick is gonna sell just for the fuck of it.
Well,
Nick,
here's
don't tell me. Don't tell me you're selling.
Just go off. Just go off, King. Please go off. Just keep on.
It looks so good. It's
It does
essentially
look amazing.
it's Interstellar mixed with Wall-E mixed with Blade Runner, bro.
Yeah.
Mizu.
Huh?
I was gonna. Here's the thing. The one thing I definitely do like about it. Well, actually, before that, why were people confused on the movie? They were like, there were so many talks of people getting confused on like where is this movie set in? Like, is this based off of like the toy? Is this based like I thought it was the movie Andy saw. No, but here's the thing. I thought it was clear as day what they were doing. It's about the actual person that the Buzz Lightyear toy is based off of. But some people got confused. Like they were generally confused. Like, is this in the Toy Story universe? And like I wouldn't say that either in a way to a point. But yeah, I mean the reference. But
so I thought it was the I might be confused because I thought the actual rationale behind it was this is the movie that Andy and the kids saw at the theater before he got the gift.
Before they go to Planet Pizza.
Yeah, before he gets the gift, and that's why that's like the best gift he could ever have because it's a gift. It's the action figure from the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, I mean, like Chris Evans tweeted out that it's the origin story of why the toy was created.
Okay, bet.
So, okay, here's my thing. I think one, Buzz exists in the uncanny valley for me. Like here's the thing. Like he's supposed to look like a human, but he's stylized to look like a toy, and like that, like it exists somewhere in the uncanny valley for me that makes me uncomfortable. Two, he looks like he wears jorts and New Balances, and like isn't racist, but also like likes his neighborhood nice and white. Three, like three, it's just, do we need an origin story for the main character who's a toy of a movie that came out 23 years ago?
If you guys see your phones, there was a very prominent and very famous.
Yes, I saw that
picture.
Jesus fucking Christ,
somebody made fanfic of Chris Evans's character in Knives Out with Buzz's face, and he's holding a little Mjolnir.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even see the little Mjolnir. That's awesome.
I made a video. I was like, if he can do that with just 2 fingers, imagine what he could do with. No.
It's time. No. It's time to stop.
So here's the thing. I get where Nick is coming from, but I wouldn't say it's needed. But I definitely think I'm not against it because back then there was a Buzz Lightyear TV show. And I remember watching it as a kid and it was amazing. Ooh. Yeah, this is a Buzz Lightyear TV show.
About Buzz Lightyear, the toy or the person?
The person.
Oh, what?
I don't.
Yeah, it's a Buzz Lightyear TV show. It's about the person. He has a whole team and everything. Okay, they fight Zurg and other aliens.
So it's
all
Halo.
The time. Huh?
So it's essentially Halo.
In a
How
way,
many equivalencies are you going to make, sir? It's like Interstellar meets Halo meets
Blade
Runner, shot on a PS5.
Wall-E. Yes.
Yeah, Wall-E. Yeah. What did you mean by that? It looks like it's been shot on a PS5. What does that mean?
That it was rendered on a it looks like it's a video game. That's what I meant. I was trying to say.
It does look video game-ish.
It looks like it looks like a video game. I mean, he's riding a spaceship to the sun, and then he like goes to a planet. It looks like a cutscene from a video game, and I'm like, I'm buying this. I'm buying this.
Okay, so that's our.
But here's my thing. I will be kind of disappointed if Zurg is not in the movie, though.
Ooh,
it's got to be, right? I mean, like, what else would the storyline be about other than Buzz Lightyear like punching alien?
Toy Story's brand version of Darth Vader.
But here's the thing: are we gonna get a Woody movie next? Like, why are we getting a Buzz Lightyear movie if not a Woody movie?
I wouldn't be against it. I'm getting honest with you. I wouldn't be against the Woody toy version of their take on like Clint Eastwood or something.
Oh, I wouldn't be God. It. Make my day, punk. See, that's the thing. Like, all right, so here's the thing. Well, here's where I'm at. I'm buying because it's a Pixar movie, and I've never seen a Pixar movie I didn't like. I've never met a Pixar movie that like didn't make me A, cry, and B, smile. So like I'm buying, but like not because of the IP, strictly because like Pixar doesn't miss. That's my purchase.
I like that. I'll take that. I'm still buying. I'm
definitely buying.
To still buy. Okay. We got a couple more. Okay, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is not bad. I think it's gonna be a good one though. Did you guys know that there's gonna be a Tomb Raider anime?
Fuck off.
Yeah, and they already found the casting for Jonah and Zip.
There's no God. I mean, like, here's the thing. If we've reached like it's Netflix. God damn it.
It's gonna be great.
Here's the thing, though. It may not be. First off, it's okay. So Netflix Tomb Raider anime wants to unify the timelines between the original series and the reboots. Fucking bold take. If we now exist in the world where every major IP is going to be animified, I'm trying to emotionally prepare myself for it, because Disney, awesome. Like, Disney did a great job with Star Wars. And I think that's why the ball is fucking rolling, because everyone's like, oh shit, we have there's a lot of filthy weebs out there, you know? Like, there's just like a lot of like dirty otakus who want to see, like, because here's the thing, like, Lara Croft's gonna be hot as an anime girl. She's gonna be hot. She was hot pixelated. Like, there was mods to make her naked in like the 90s. Like, that was the thing. So like, she's gonna be a hot anime girl. And and Disney's already doing it. They're making all of their bad guys hunky anime boys. I'm on board with it. But like, part of me is scared, because there's gonna be so much, like, everything is gonna be animified, and then the line between like makes me horny and should it makes me horny is gonna get so blurred, and I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared. For it.
I think we're getting two buys here, Mizu. What are you calling it?
I'm definitely gonna say buy. The only problem I will have is, like, sometimes Netflix anime is a hit or miss. Like, there are some that are really freaking amazing,
like the best shit that you've ever seen, or it's like, why was this greenlit?
Exactly.
Speaking of greenlit, I have another one. I have a couple. There's been a lot of shit in the news.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
I was gonna bring up. Did you guys see the official Cowboy Bebop trailer?
We got a trailer?
I haven't seen the official
live
one.
Action Cowboy Bebop has a trailer.
We can save that for next week. We can say
I can only live react to so many trailers.
Yes.
Jesus.
But speaking of TV, I know my boy Nick likes Nicolas Cage. So
I fucking love Nicolas Cage. I'm thinking of getting a Nicolas Cage tattoo.
He's not in it, but we don't know if he's in it.
There's a scene in Mandy where Nicolas Cage takes an
National
axe.
Treasure is getting its own TV show.
Oh, that I knew.
Okay,
that's been news for a while.
And the lead is Jess Morales, which is, I think she did she did Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
I don't. Lee Morales is her name.
Jess Morales.
Jess Morales. Don't know where I got Lee. Jess Morales. I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's new.
I don't know
who that is.
Jessica Morales. So that's who's being touted as the lead for the National Treasure TV show. I honestly like the National Treasure movie, at least the first one. I really like the first one.
You like some of the best movies ever made? Who doesn't like the National Treasure movies?
The first one is good.
If you fucking dare say the second one isn't good.
National Treasure 2 is not good.
National Treasure 2 is better than the first one.
No.
Alien, National Treasure, the only two movies to ever get better in two movies.
Well, Star Wars.
Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
And also Lord of the Rings. I know. I'm doing false equivalencies. I'm trying to be like the people in these comments. Listen, National Treasure. You didn't like National Treasure 2.
We can watch it and then react to it in Patreon. We'll do that.
They discover the amount of stuff they discover.
No, hey, Nick, we'll just let you know this right now, since we're on this topic. I think the Da Vinci Code did a better job for that instead of National Treasure.
Oh no! The Da Vinci Code is just National Treasure for people who think they're smarter than everyone. Okay, give me my dumbed down American version of like cluing together things. Nick Cage just being like iron-blooded iron. What's used in iron ink, and then just like speaking like stuff into existence. God damn it. No, Nick Cage is a mastermind, and I want to get a tattoo of him from Mandy where he has a bunch of cocaine on an axe he forged, and he just and then he goes and have you never seen Mandy? Go home and watch Mandy expeditiously. It is a bad acid trip, and it's one of the best movies ever made. That's out to all the followers.
Dude,
all the listeners. Watch Mandy.
Nick Cage was good as Spider-Man. I'll take it.
Noir Spider-Man, yes.
Noir Spider-Man.
Watch all right, guys. If you want to listen, if you want to watch Nick Cage movies, The Color Pink. No, The Color Pink. No, The Color from Space.
The Color
from Space. Mandy, Pig, Ghost Rider 2. Yes, it exists. It's hilarious.
Ghost Rider 2 is terrible.
I know. That's why it's funny. Listen, there was like 7 years when Nick Cage was just drunk every single movie, and they're great. He has a movie with Hayden Christensen, and it's really bad. I forget what it's called. But no, he's going through his transformation. But yes, stoked, absolutely buying on the National Treasure, the TV show every day of the week.
I think I'll take that as a buy on your case.
You can. Hey, sir, it's your money.
Fuck.
We should go into buy or sell with like a certain amount of money. And yes, that's how much money.
That's how much we can bet. That's how much we can bet. I'll take it. I
would have been bankrupt by Witcher.
Another one. Okay, this is one of the last ones.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna say I'm selling on that one.
Yeah,
but anyway, see.
Oh, you're selling.
I think the movies were good. I don't think we need a TV show.
When it wins like 3 Emmys and Nick Cage is like the new highest paid actor of all time.
He's not the lead.
Doesn't matter. His presence is what matters.
Okay, fair.
Watch Pig. It's a good movie.
One of the ones that I'm really excited for, but not excited for in terms of this news, at least in my case, we have the official director of the pilot for the new Percy Jackson TV show.
Yeah, this is you stuff.
Yeah. It is James Bobbin, who directed Dora and the Lost City of Gold, Alice Through the Looking Glass, and the Muppets.
At least he had the Muppets.
Fuck me.
So Percy Jackson is going to be a kids movie, like it was the last time they did it.
It's a Disney show, but at the same time.
Holy crap! That sounds awful.
Y'all did me dirty, bro. Y'all did me fucking dirty.
You know what? I'm buying it because I can't wait to see Jose be miserable with the results.
The thing is, bro, everything is getting a reboot, and Percy Jackson, which has the chops, I'll say it again for you guys in the back, Percy Jackson has the chops to be the biggest show on TV and bigger than Harry Potter.
I definitely agree.
Bigger than Harry Potter.
I agree
There's 17 books with 3 mythologies.
Feed me.
17 books. I'm like, bro, you have so much to do, and if Disney can't pull it off, nobody can.
You know what? The only way this could be better is if they got the director from the Emoji Movie. I'll take that director and this homie collabing on Percy Jackson, baby.
I hope Michael Myers pays you a visit if that happens.
I'll give him a big old wet kiss. I'm gonna get through to him. No one's ever tried love.
No, this is
outrageous.
I'll give him the give him the biggest old hug he's ever had.
Here's the thing. Look, I'm gonna give the director a small benefit of the doubt that maybe he's just like, I'm gonna get my act together and maybe pull a 180 and do something different with this compared to his IP.
Dora, bro.
Who would you want? Is my question. Who would you want?
Who would I want?
Yeah.
Ooh, for something like this. The thing is, all the directors that I'm thinking of would not do it.
Why?
Yeah, I was
if you're asking me,
it's like Pokemon with forced trades, homie. Like you can take whatever you want.
If you're asking me forced, I mean, Disney has all the money in the world. I would make it a Spielberg show. Spielberg's done E.T., Jaws, fucking Ready Player One.
Well, obviously he's good at what he does.
But
do you think his directionality would match? Like, I feel like I'd want someone who's like proven to do mythology movies correctly.
Nope, that's the thing. Nobody's done mythology movies correctly in the 21st century.
I'm trying to think. What was the one with Henry Cavill? He was the guy with the bow.
You liked that movie?
Once again, that's another FX movie. Was that it?
Oh my god.
He was like an FX. It was an FX movie. You watch it. It's on. You're like, I'm gonna watch the shit. It's got the mechanical bird, the mechanical owl.
It's. I think it's called Immortals, bro.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that movie. That movie. What's the one where the Titans and the gods fight?
That's Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans was also a good one.
But the only good one is the original one from the fucking 60s, because the Sam Worthington one is not good.
I didn't mind it.
Just because I'm gonna say it once, I'll say it again. Just because they have good actors is not a good movie. So they had they had Liam Neeson as Zeus, and they had Ralph Fiennes, who plays Voldemort. He is Hades. So like the actor power in that movie is fire, but the actual freaking game is a spark. It's a spark of CGI and truffles of death.
Hey, if no one's ever done it correctly, though, who's to say that Dora Lost City of Gold director isn't going to smash it?
Fuck. I would actually want someone. I would actually want someone who's a little more. I wouldn't say too, but like a little gritty for. I'll say Percy Jackson. Nothing too gritty. But like,
that's a thing.
Give it a little dark theme.
Everybody dies though. There's like a lot of death in Percy Jackson too. Like a lot of kids die. So
hell yeah.
Who can do that gracefully?
Who directed
kill off children?
Who directed the Hunger Games?
Are we gonna have a Hunger Games discussion at the end of the podcast?
What do you mean? We're gonna have a Hunger Games
Who
discussion?
directed the Hunger Games? I like the first Hunger Games, and the second one too.
Gary Ross and Francis
I think
Lawrence.
he could do it.
Hot take. I only like the first one.
That's fine. I mean,
the first and the second one are good
anyway. So I
only like the first one.
This is I will talk about this for hours because the Hunger Games is like one of my favorite series of all time. But like I don't think you're right. The end of the podcast is not a good idea for this one. So I'm buying because I think I photosynthesize Jose's misery into my energy. Jose, are you buying or selling on maybe he'll get some cute boots?
Fuck you.
Oh wait, no, Boots is the monkey. He'll get a cute backpack.
Oh fuck you. Oh my god.
No, I know exactly what you're trying to do.
But I'll give you points for that. That was pretty funny.
Honestly, I would. I'm buying because I know that they're trying to take a more cautious approach to this, because obviously like they're going for the young Percy Jackson look, not like Logan Lerman and make him all hot and like teenager. Got me. You can get there with all the 17 books. Yeah, but like I if you ask me, if you can't get Steven Spielberg, I would take either Peter Jackson or David Yates. Even though he's kind of been hit or miss with the Harry Potter series, I would take David Yates, or I would take Peter
proven
Jackson.
Track record of doing YA correctly.
Yes, the big one is I would, dude. If I could get Peter Jackson.
Oh yeah, if I could just get the guy who did Lord of the Rings, yeah.
If I could
just get one of the best directors ever, that would be.
But I mean, like dude. I mean, freaking J.J. Abrams is hit or miss.
I would say miss.
I'm selling. You changed my fucking. I'm selling. Fuck Dora and the City of Gold.
Great movie. I think it got 0% on Tomato Meter. I'm actually
so bad, bro.
Well, I want to say buy only because like I just like Jose. I want to see the Percy Jackson series put onto actually get a good format, a good media outlet, especially in terms of a show.
Mm-hmm.
But after you brought up the director and his IP and looking at, I'm gonna have to sell for now. Hopefully, who knows? We could be wrong. I pray to God that we're wrong.
Dora and the City Gold, Rotten Tomatoes. Go ahead and guess the percentage.
8%.
85.
Oh, 85?
85. 85%. 6.1 on IMDb.
Critics or audience?
I looked it up. I saw 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score 88. Audience score 88. Critical 85.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
I saw the movie and I did not like it.
Why did you see that movie?
Because
were you the demographic?
For the memes. Yeah. So. Honestly, it was Eugenio Derbez. That was he's a very famous Hispanic actor, was in the movie, and I was like, oh shit, maybe it's gonna be funny. Yeah, maybe it's gonna be funny, and I'm like, nope.
But here's the thing. Was it based in high school, or a good part of it was in high school?
She's young, but she's not like high school. She's like more like
but she's in high school in the movie.
Okay,
yeah.
Was school involved in it in the thing for a good chunk of the movie?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's her most dangerous adventure. It's her next big adventure.
So that, I'm not gonna lie, the trailer messed me up with just that line alone. Like, oh, it's not like the Avengers, like you have to deal with school. I'm like, how many times are we gonna do this whole school is the crazy jungle of a place? Like, we keep hearing that trope over and over again. I'm done hearing.
Keep your fucking head down. You'll make it through the 4 years. You'll be fine. But speaking of making it through, shout out to everyone who's still here, guys. Thank you so much for clicking in with us, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate the love. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that download button. It helps us out exponentially. Next week, we got a big week for the pod. We have Eternals. That's huge. B, we have the Panda Red, a big Marvel, DC, just comic book in general fan coming on to the Patreon to talk all things Eternals. So if you guys, we got a little tidbit of talking Eternals this week, but we're going to be breaking down the actual plot. We're also going to be talking just general DC Marvel comics, favorite storylines, those kinds of things with Panda. I am going to fangirl probably because he's my favorite TikTok creator. And I had to make a video being like, I was like, can someone please have him follow me? Because I need to DM him. So ridiculously excited for this. Probably as excited for an episode as I've ever been to interview him. That's gonna be on the Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/the Weeb Weekly. Go ahead and access it, guys. For $5 a month, you get all of our interviews. 2 a month, we drop them with other TikTok or just YouTube general content creators. It's really awesome stuff. Shout out to everyone who's already joined. You guys are making the difference, all of the difference. Like it really means so much to us. People who have already joined the Patreon. Who would have thought? I mean, this is what 32nd episode out there, and I mean, we were fucking kids when we started this, but we have our heads on straight. We're figuring it out, and we appreciate everyone who's riding with us. I've been Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NC Hammer 23 on YouTube, about to hit 40K subscribers, which is insane. NC Hammer 23 on Twitch. You know the vibes. Play video games, hang out with me. Jose, what's going on with you, buddy?
I got some big news actually. So I think next year is gonna be the move. I will probably be going full time at the beginning or by my birthday.
Year, like the actual 12 months from now, or like see you next year, like 2022, like the joke.
I think it's gonna be by my birthday, so February. I think I'm gonna be able to, because I just sold my car. I sold my car for a profit, so my living costs just went down a whole ass peg. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be focusing a lot on my YouTube, Instagram, and a little bit less on my TikTok. Mostly be on Pinterest and Spotify and
Pinterest.
Spotify. Dude, Pinterest is paying people, bro. Like this, it's wild.
Fucking way, that's craziness. I didn't know this.
That's so I'm gonna be focusing a lot on that. But again, you can find the polls for the Weeb Weekly on my Instagram. It's
actually called Meta now.
Joe. Yes, sir.
Metagram.
Yes, sir. It is Metagram. Very true. We didn't cover that, but that's something we could talk about a little bit.
Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard man who thinks that barbecue sauce should go on your shelves in your living room, and that's it. That's the whole thing.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, go vote on the polls at the Instagram stories of ya boy at I'm Tropical Joe. This week we have the best Halloween movie. It is either Ghostbusters, Halloween, or the original Alien movie. Once this episode goes up, the poll will be there. You can vote. Big thank you guys for the past 2 weeks. Last week we obviously had like 2 polls at the same time, which was a little bit off and on, but you guys absolutely freaking crushed it on our DC fandom poll.
As we do.
We had over 8,000, dude, almost 9,000 people voting, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like you guys are awesome. So thank you very much. And you can see me playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game this week, as well as God of War, and then I will be starting my Star Wars journey on next Saturday. So you can find that at Tropical Joe on YouTube.
Mizu. You can check me out. You can check me out, Mizu Shogun. I'm still predominantly on TikTok, doing very well on that as well.
Yes, he is.
So you can, but I'm still growing my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I talk more than just anime there, more open like how we are on the Weeb Weekly, and on my YouTube. Not doing too big money moves with YouTube because I don't have the equipment and the get up like everybody else. Like as you can see, when it comes to the audio, my audio sounds a little bit different compared to Nick and Jose who have their setup. But I'm working on it. But I'm going to be posting little shorts and stuff like that on my YouTube to keep myself existent on there. So
gotta keep the blood fresh. All right, guys. Thank you so much for clicking in. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week for the double episode feature. But until then, guys, go ahead and kick it to the outro.